What's up, music fam? If you saw my last video, you know that I recently purchased the MPC Key 61. And instead of taking the time to learn that keyboard off screen, I decided to share that learning process with you. In this video, I'm going to see what kind of guitar sounds the MPC Key 61 has to offer. So come along with me as I make a couple of R&B guitar beats on the MPC Key 61. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. So I went into Fabric Excel and just started by going through a few acoustic guitar sounds to find some inspiration. This patch called Steel String Pick plus Mute put me in the mind of early 2000s R&B, so I decided to go with it. I just turned the delay down a little and laid some chords. Instead of loading all my drum samples, I went ahead and just laid a foundation with the kick and rim while I was filling it. Then I just fill the drum pattern up with some hi-hats and shakers. Hey music fam, before I get too deep into these beats, I want to let you know that I finally released my very first loop pack, Mellow Signature R&B Loop Pack, Volume 1. This is my collection of 123 original R&B loops and stems that I'm very excited to announce, because this is something a lot of you have been asking for a while. You can take a listen, and if you like what you hear, purchase at the link below. And as always, I want to thank you in advance for your support. I think Akai did a great job making these synths sound classic and modern at the same time. really like this bass, but it's not quite sitting in this particular beat the way I want it to. This warm sub bass is similar, but I think it just feels a little better with this beat. There are so many EP sounds that would fit right in with this beat. But there was a specific kind of Rhodes feel that I wanted. By the way, if you happen to be in the market for a new keyboard or any other music gear, you can support this channel by using my Zales affiliate link in the description. I'll never endorse a company or product that I don't believe in, but I'm really feeling this keyboard and I've actually purchased a lot of gear from Zales over the years. Thanks in advance for your support. I made a bridge by copying the sequence and just replacing all the instrument parts except the drums. I think something that makes us producers and beatmakers unique is the ability to actually create a feeling. There's a certain emotion I feel that lets me know when a beat is finished. It doesn't always feel exactly the same because the beats themselves don't feel the same. But it's always a very familiar emotion that lets me know I put a piece of me in that music. Instead of laying everything out in a range of these beats on the Key 61, I'm going to send the stems to Cubase and mix and arrange them there. to add a snare to make the hook bigger, to make it stand out from the verses. I started the second beat off by again looking for an acoustic guitar sound. Now let me give you my opinion on sound selection when it comes to realistic sounds. Sometimes you don't necessarily need the most realistic sound, you just need the sound that creates the emotion you're trying to create. I really like the Key 61, but I don't necessarily think the aim was to create the most realistic guitar for every patch. I think what they did very well instead was they made a very modern sounding keyboard with enough sounds to create the emotions producers need to create, or at least for most modern electronic genres. As an R&B producer, I'm more than satisfied with the stock sounds on the Key 61. I fell in love with this flavored nylon guitar. I made a few small adjustments and laid some chords. Instead of going with drum patterns that are common for today's music, I decided to just fill the drums out and let it flow for these two beats. To simulate the sound of an open hi-hat closing, I set my open hi-hats to no on instead of one shot. That way, when I release the drum pad, it cuts off just like a closed hat. This track is starting to take on somewhat of a jazzy vibe. want a synth bass sound that kind of emulates an acoustic or upright bass. I used the Mellotron strings to give it that old strings feel. I'm going to tweak it a little bit after I record it. Like in the last beat, I just copied the sequence to replay each part other than the drums to make a bridge. Now I have all my stems imported into Cubase to arrange and mix. This first section with all the parts playing is the hook, and the one to the right is the bridge. I took out some sounds to create an intro, and then I'm going to do the same to create the first verse. Then I'll let all the parts play for the hook, and just copy the first verse and hook to make a second verse and hook. put some light reverb on the rim to add some emotion. I also use some reverb to add depth and space to the strings. I put a break in the second verse to make it a little different from the first verse. I also felt like the guitar needed some reverb. The master passive can work wonders on a master bus. And I used the L3 multi-band limiter to bring the overall track level up. And that's it for the first beat. making the first beat, I just arranged the beat by copying all the track events and just muting some individual parts to create different song sections. So far what I have is the intro, verse, pre-hook or second half of the verse, and hook. Then I copied everything except the intro and placed the bridge after the second hook. After the bridge, I just copied the hook again, and I probably end it similar to the intro. I added some reverb to the piano so it wouldn't stick out too much. Then I used a combination of reverb and a gate to add a different flavor to the snare. You can really get creative with this technique by adjusting the wet or dry setting on the reverb and the threshold and release on the gate. I added some chimes from Contact. I also went back to the bass sound of the Key 61 and added a bass slide to introduce the first verse. The track was still missing a little something, so I just added a sound lead from Arturius June 6V. Instead of just going to the hook after the bridge, I added a breakdown. And to keep it from being too redundant, I played something different with a sound lead for the outro. My primary approach to mixing my tracks is to try to keep it feeling the same way it did when I was creating the track. If it felt good to me while I was making the beat, hopefully that same feeling will translate to the listener through the final mix. So my goal in the mix is to enhance the beat while trying to keep the same feeling. So as you can see, I take a very simplistic approach to mixing my beats. Still learning and exploring the MPC Key 61, but so far I'm loving the workflow, the sound, and the possibilities it brings. Alright music fam, that's all for now. But if you enjoyed this video, then check out this other video where I make my first R&B beat on the MPC Key 61. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, you all be blessed.